Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today with Faces of First Year. And today we are featuring access and disability resources. First and foremost, we want to give a shout out to our Pima Aztecs for being in the Final Four today. Yes, and so big shout out to them. And also, I want to give a shout out to our guests for joining us. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us who you are and why should first year students know you and what you do at Pima.
Okay. Ladies
All right,
first.
ladies first. All right, I will start. Hello, everybody. My name is Renee Camphouse, and I'm the Access and Disability Resources Specialist at Desert Vista Campus. And at ADR, for those of you who may not be familiar with us, we help students who have disabilities with accommodations for classroom accommodations, participation in any kind of school activity. So, you know, we're at all the different campuses, but I'm going to let my partner here introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Tony Taylor, and I am the Disability Program Specialist at the Northwest Campus. And so we're located on every single campus. We're available, at all times during school hours. And we have it's pretty expensive because it's not just Renee and Tony or the other specialists at the other campus. It's quite a team effort. We have people that put our alternative media out to students, people who might need things in Braille or might need things in large print, or they might need things downloaded from a text, any of those kind of things. They might need tests or exams converted. We have a whole team behind us that takes care of all those things, as well as being access assistants, helping students in class, being scribes. We have note takers, the whole ball of wax.
That's incredible. That's a lot of resources available for the students.
Yes.
Right. And if I just want to jump in again and mention, we have, we can serve students from adult education. This doesn't, it isn't just for students who are on a degree track or taking credit classes. If you're an adult ed student, if you're taking classes just for personal enrichment because you want to learn, you can come and see us. We're available to any students who need our services, any age. And so, please come and see us at ADR. And as Tony said, every campus has a specialist that you would talk to about your disability and what kinds of accommodations that you need to make sure you have access here at the college.
Okay. So, Tony, what is one key thing that first year students should know about ADR?
I'd probably say that we don't guarantee you passing the class, because a lot of times when people hear about us or come to see us, it might be more like, oh, I'm failing this class and my teacher said you could help. Or I'm just not understanding this biology class. I don't get math and they said you could help. To a degree we can, but basically what we do is we want to provide access to you based on your disability. So if you were to come and say, you know what, I'm failing this class because it takes me a lot longer to read things. It takes me longer to write, whether it's physically or with written expression learning disabilities, and I'm just not finishing the tests. And I know the stuff, but I'm failing because I'm only halfway through the test. Okay, then maybe you might need extended test time. I'm reading and I'm just not getting what I read. But you know what? When I hear it, like if I have a book on tape or in some kind of alternative format, then I pick it up. That's where we come in, And another thing, I know you said one thing, but is that it's an interactive process too. It's that because sometimes people come in and they say, I have ADHD, so what do I get? And I tell people many times over, I said, we don't have this like package, like if you have an attention deficit disorder, here's everything you get. If you have a learning disability, here's everything you get. again, it depends on the class. It depends on how the class is taught. It depends on where your specific weaknesses lie, your deficits. That's how we determine accommodations.
And so are you guys available for them to come in and just kind of ask those questions and kind of work it out and see what the options and accommodations or resources could be?
Exactly, exactly.
If a student is not sure if they would qualify for our services, we encourage them to come to the office, any of the offices, and talk to us. A lot of times a student won't realize that they have a condition that will qualify them for services. And just by talking with us and sharing with us, we can a lot of times get down to the the nitty-gritty of that and determine, there is something there that we can help you with.
And that sets them up for success.
Exactly.
So that then later they're not struggling. And then a situation where, you would need to withdraw, or even worst case scenario, drop from a class, and then you don't get your money back. Or like you said, you're in a situation where you then have to take the F for the course.
Right.
All right. So Renee, when is your resource open and available to the students? What are those times and locations and everything?
Okay. So the ADR offices, again, at each campus, we're Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 are our office hours. We work the whole year. We're not nine month, we're 12-month people. We work fall, spring, and summer. So we're there when you need us. We have ADR Help, which is an online resource that students can, email and ask questions to. It's not a 24-hour. I mean, you can do it 24 hours, but you would get a response during business time. Again, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday at the offices. The best time to actually come to the office is going to be, right when you're registering for classes, whether it's for the first time at the college or for the semester you're registering. And you feel like you might want to talk to us, or there may be an accommodation that you need. The best time to check in with us is in the beginning, but you can request services at any time. I could have students come in, week 3, week 7 or 8 when they have their midterms coming up, or even late. Sometimes we get those last-minute requests as well. But really, anytime our doors are open, please come and see us and talk with us.
I'd like to add too, like Renee said, the earlier the better. One thing to stress is that students tend, I have a lot of students coming in from high school, and so they're like, I'm an IEP student, I've been in special ed, so do you have special ed courses? Do you have any kind of, are you my counselor, or do I do everything through you? And one thing I do try to get across to them that I think we all do is, we're not a one-stop shopping. I mean, we let you know that when you're on campus, you're a Pima student, not a disabled student who happens to be going to Pima, and you have to work with the special counselor. We handle the accommodations, but if you have an issue like, hey, I'm thinking of being a doctor, and I don't know, what do I do? Do I get that degree here? You would go see a counselor, career counselor. You would go see an advising specialist. What classes do I need to transfer? I have financial aid. I want to see if I qualify for financial aid. You would go to a financial aid specialist. We don't handle all of that. And so that's what I want to encourage students. When you come in, again, you do what everybody else does. You apply online, you take your assessments, go to new student orientation, register for your classes, and then come see us. But one thing a lot of students do, understandably, is they say, oh, I have to take the assessment test, reading, writing, and math, and I have an IEP, and so they think they have to see us before they do anything. So one thing I just, for any of you who are new students that are watching, I just want to say our assessment tests are untimed, and you get a calculator for math, and a lot of that takes care of about 95% of the disability. So you can go in at any time knowing that, okay, I don't have to hurry through this, and I can click on a calculator. I think they provide it on screen if I'm not, yeah. So that's all taken care of you. Sometimes if you need something like, well, yeah, but I need the test in Braille, or, I need it where I have to hear it, or I need in large print. Those are times when you need to come to see us first.
I want to give a quick shout out to Carrie Middleton for joining us. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, just go ahead and type them below. If you like what anything that we are saying, go ahead and throw down an emoji so that we know that we're either hitting it on the mark or not. But we'll go ahead and continue on with our questions. So, Tony, where exactly is your resource located on each campus? And at the same time, do you have resources available for online students, either through the Pima website or even through social media?
Yeah, well, we're located on, as we said, on every campus. Most of our offices are located in the student services area, where the counseling and advising and assessment testing is. My office is, Renee's is. There are other campuses like the East and the West here. They have their own suite that is kind of off to the side of student services, but they're right there in that general area. We are available. We have as Renee mentioned, we have an ADR helpline where if they have questions and they're not sure, adrhelp@pima.edu. They can say, I live on the northwest side and I don't know what's going on, and then people will refer the questions to the appropriate person. We have a YouTube channel that we started about a year and a half or so ago, 2 years ago. And right now we've got, I think, about 36 videos on there.
It might be more, but yeah.
We have, I was going to say, we probably have more videos than any of the other channels on the Pima College YouTube channel. But we want to get the word out because it's really easy just to explain things. We have YouTube videos for students. We have YouTube videos for faculty, how to make their classrooms more accessible. For students, how to request accommodation, what are the differences between high school and college, what is ADR, what do we do? So we have all kinds of resources in that. We really get the word out, like, hey, if you're just surfing the net and you're on YouTube, and you're not sure, you're maybe a little shy, not sure what to ask, check out these videos. You asked about online, where we do provide accommodations for students that are taking online classes. And so again, depending on what the format is, we want to make sure first and foremost that the D2L or whatever format that's being used is accessible, because there might be a blind student taking the class. There might be, there could be various reasons. We want to make sure that it's accessible.
Nice. So I'm going to throw a fun question in here. If you could describe ADR as a board game to first-year students to kind of help them get an idea about what the ADR experience is like, what board game would it be?
That's interesting. I can think of a couple that come to mind, like the Game of Life.
Okay, I could see that.
About Twister. But there's this game that my kids had asked for a couple years ago, and we played it around holidays. It's called Speak Out. Have you ever heard of that?
I have, yes.
Where
it's a popular one right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Because you put a device in your mouth and you're trying to communicate, and the person has to understand what you're trying to say. And why I think ADR is like that, it doesn't mean as far as I can't understand your speech, but what that means is that students are trying to communicate. Maybe, I can't just sit here and take a test in class. I'm an auditory learner, and the teacher might be saying, what does that mean? Well, what am I supposed to do? That's where we step out and help them bridge that communication gap and help them understand, this student relies on, assistive technology, where maybe they might need a speech-to-text form for their answers, where they talk to the computer. Computer takes down what they're saying. They might need a scribe or any of those kinds of issues. So yeah, I would say we help bridge the communication gap between the student and the instructor.
Well, you're also helping teach the student how to speak out and be that advocate for
exactly,
themselves.
Good point. Yes. Yeah. Advocacy is really important, because you're right. There are students who don't speak out, and they maybe they might be shy, or they're used to, if they're coming from high school, maybe they're used to their parents handling everything and asking all the questions. Maybe they don't know what questions to ask. Definitely, yeah. Come see us. We help
okay,
with
Renee. How about you?
Well, I'm not going to do a board game.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a sport. And I'm going to
Still a game.
True. America's national pastime. I'm going to go with baseball. Now, you know, I'm hoping everybody's familiar with baseball. I'm a big fan. So as in baseball, you have a pitcher, you have a catcher. You know, you could think of yourself as a student. You could be considered the pitcher, and ADR is the catcher, and the first baseman is the student resource or the advisor that you're meeting with. The second baseman is your learning center tutor, your favorite learning center tutor. You know, shortstop is your financial aid person. We're all a team. We're all working together to help support you. You take the lead in that. And you're gonna throw different pitches, and you're gonna find things that work for you, and you're gonna find things that don't work for you. But letting the team, letting ADR and your other advocates know what you need, you know, we can change things. We can change accommodations if something that you're using is not working. Maybe you are testing in the testing center, but you need to have that quieter space because you're getting distracted. And so, you know, you're throwing in a change up there, but it's something that can be changed, and we can help with that. You know, or maybe you're the manager of the team, and you're moving all those little pieces and managing, you know, your successes at the college by utilizing those resources that are available.
That would mean the instructor would be the umpire, I guess.
Could be. You're out. You're in. You got an A. You got a B.
You're safe.
So, I mean, you could spin it a lot of different ways, but you know, you're on the team. You're the driving force on the team, but we're all there to support you as well. And you know, hopefully we can hit a home run. And you move on to success, whether it's going on to university studies or a job or whatever your final goal is.
I like it. Cecil, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them below. But I'm glad to see that you like what we are discussing here today. We've got one last question here for our conversation. And so, Renee, why would you say that ADR is an important resource for first-year students to be aware of and to use? I mean, I know that we've talked about this a lot, but if you had to boil it down and summarize it, why? Why does this matter to them?
Right. I guess I would say, I mean, we work with any student with any disability. I mean, again, and Tony mentioned some things. It could be a learning disability. It could be a physical disability. It could be struggling with a mental health issue. But in addition to not just disabilities, that if somebody breaks their arm and they can't take notes in class, and they need help. Oh, case in point, right here. And they need help, or they need a note taker, or they need some special access technology to use because they can't type. For some reason, we can provide training and resources on that and make those available to the students when they need them. And again, whether you're a high school kid coming to Pima from the first time, whether you're somebody who's looking to get their second career going, or somebody who's coming later in life and wanting to change their goals, whatever the case may be, we're here to help. Oh, and Title IX. I was going to forget that one. So also,
the new thing.
Title IX, for those of you who aren't aware, is for any student who is pregnant. So if you find yourself pregnant and you're in classes and you're wondering, oh my God, what if I'm going to miss class because of morning sickness, or I have to give birth, or something of that nature, please check in with ADR, because we can help you through that time. It should be a happy time in your life. And not a stressful time when you're having a baby, but juggling school and that is can be hard. So come and check in with us, because there's assistance that we can provide.
So as you can see, ADR is really a resource for everyone. And so please become familiar with this. If you haven't already checked in with their office just to meet them, they were pretty friendly. not intimidating at all, and their colleagues at each campus are just the same. And like we said, if you're long distance, check out their social media, their web pages, email adrhelp@pima.edu, and ask any questions that you may have. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us today. We host these sessions frequently, and so keep an eye on our Facebook page here and our other social media sites on Instagram and Twitter. It's the handle @FYE@PimaCC, where we do daily posts about how you can get connected during your first year or first 30 credits here at Pima Community College. And I don't think I introduced myself. I'm Renee Forsyth. I'm your program developer here at Pima Community College for your first year experience program. So we wish you a wonderful Friday. And again, go support those Pima Aztecs as they're in the Final Four. Yeah. We're so excited for them. And again, have a great weekend. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.